Hi there, Sandra here from Create in Spain. I thought I'd show you how to do this, which is glass etching. Now, a couple of secrets which you may not know about glass etching. First, it's extremely easy. Second, you are much better off using cheap glass to do it because it etches better. And 3, etching creams are nothing to be scared of as long as you use them sensibly. You can also etch on your favourite ceramic mugs and get a very subtle removal of the glaze. That's what you actually get. So where you have, for example, a very black shiny mug, the bit that you etch goes opaque rather than shiny. It's a very, very interesting technique. It's very satisfying and it's definitely not difficult. So I'm going to show you how I did this particular design because I'm going to do it on the opposite side. Now, one of the reasons I decided to etch this is because I picked these up at auction. I got 4 of them. They are very low quality. They have flaws in them. They don't look particularly attractive. I wanted to make them look better. So, put this to one side and I have my design which I have cut from a cheap vinyl which is in a colour that I don't like. that's the easiest way of doing it. So I'm going to put a piece of vinyl backing over the majority of this design because I'm going to show you a little trick which hopefully will work. I have some very tiny little dots here which I want to weed out. I don't want to go over the other bit that I'm weeding, but with one of these things you can usually weed out very little bits quite easily. It won't necessarily get them all, but it will get most and save you a considerable amount of time in your weeding. So that's got rid of quite a few of those little dots. The rest of them will have to be removed with my normal weeding tool, which is in hiding somewhere. Here we go. So all these little bits I'm just going to have to get rid of in the standard way. So I will come back when I've weeded this out and you can see the actual design, and then I'll apply it and show you how it's etched. I've weeded my design and I have put some transfer tape over the top, so I'm just going to make sure that's on properly so I can put my design onto my glass block. Let's see if this is going to peel off nicely. It should do. Perfect. Now I just need to line this up in a way that I like it. Let me just check what I did with the other side. Okay, it went right down to the solid glass. So this one needs to go down to the solid glass as well. Roughly centre it up and press it on. I can go over it with my scraper and then remove my transfer tape. Now, because I want to make sure this really does work, what I'm going to do, I'll take my tape off here, put this back on a piece of backing because I can reuse it, there's no reason why not. I am going to take a piece of kitchen towel and I'm going to go over the design with some rubbing alcohol. This is just to make sure there's no remnants of the glue from my transfer tape on here, because that will interfere with the etching paste doing its job. So I've got some etching paste here. There are all sorts of different manufacturers. This is just one I found locally. I've had it for a couple of years. Now, you really should wear gloves when using this stuff and protect your eyes. And this particular cream takes 2 minutes, it says. It says to apply a thick layer and leave it for 2 minutes. Now I'm not sure that it makes much difference whether it is a thick layer or not, because what is contacting the glass is the only stuff that can work. The fact you've got ½ an inch on top of it won't make any difference to that. But you do want to make sure you have decent coverage, and I guess that's why they say to apply a thick layer. Make sure you haven't got any cream on your gloves if you're catching hold of something. And then you can remove the excess. I'm just going to rinse that under the tap. Here we are, freshly rinsed. I can now remove my gloves and I can peel this off. It probably won't come off in one piece. You can already see that it's etched really quite nicely. Now if you're doing this on glass, you do want to make sure that you do like the same design back and front, because it looks really weird if you do a different design back and front. You can get away with a different design on either side. I'm only going to do one more design, but I'm not actually going to be etching it. I'm going to be doing a vinyl design on one more side, and then the other side will be left blank. Now the reason why I'm doing it in a vinyl is simply because, well, you don't necessarily want a happy birthday greeting to stay on there forever and a day, do you? You might just want to use the item. It's like having something decorated with, I don't know, Father Christmas, and the only time of the year you're going to use it is at Christmas time. So I would prefer to put a vinyl design on, then someone can remove that vinyl if they want to use it all year round, and rather than just keep it as a birthday item. Okay, I've done my design here, weeded it all out, and I just wanted to do this one more to show you the design than anything else. And I don't have anything in mind for this particular vase, but it was one that I made yesterday and I thought it was a nice one, and I'd show you what it looked like. It weeds nicely, it's a nice easy design to weed. And I can put this on here because I sized it for a 10cm block. The only thing I've lost is the dot over the eye. I'll have to see if I can find that. I didn't realise I'd lost it. And there we go. So I said if I was going to give this as a gift, this is what I would do. I would put my main design on permanently and then put this thing on as a temporary one. But as it happens, I've got a tiny little mark there that I can pick up. It probably wasn't the eye, or I suppose it could have been the dot over the eye. I don't know if it is or not, but it is now. Let's just put that on properly. There we go. So we have the dot over the eye. And that is the finished result, which I think looks very nice. And I do really like the tulip design. I think that's come out nicely too. So there we go. Two different things that you can do using vinyl, but not necessarily sticking vinyl on. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll leave the links for the file down below, and I'll see you again soon. Take care now.